Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, know that it is dedicated to increasing my viewers' emotional maturity and helping them reprogram themselves from toxic patterns and behaviors revolving around relationships. Because life is primarily revolving around our relationships with people, places, and things. The ultimate goal is to learn our lessons, evolve, and graduate to new and higher levels in life. With that being said, a lot of times we think other people have it all together and that we are the only ones who are imperfect. Too many think material wealth equals a healthy life. I definitely know better than that, and I want my viewers to have the same awareness. So welcome to my series where I make videos about current events and happenings in media and Hollywood to shed light and connect the dots of the human experience. Because no matter how high up the ladders we are, anyone can fall. Anyone can have a season of loss, and anyone can have a season of refinement. A season where the universe is yelling for your attention. We can learn from these events and utilize the lessons in our life. So take what you can from these commentaries to help you on your journey. Sidebar, this is a classy channel, so I am not here to kick people when they are down. I am simply stating the reports and relating them to life and psychology. With that being said, welcome and let's begin. If you are in Western civilization, you have probably heard and seen the name of 54-year-old talk show host Wendy Williams on the news and on social media platforms many times over the last 48 hours, and actually over the past several weeks pretty heavily. This is stemming from many press releases and reports of her husband of 21 years, Kevin Hunter, having a mistress, 33-year-old massage therapist Sharina Hudson. A talk show host from the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, actually takes credit for introducing Sharina Hudson to Wendy Williams' husband Kevin 10 years ago when he worked with Wendy Williams during her grassroots periods on a radio show on WBLS. Charlemagne was her co-host. She has advanced her career basically through word on the street and reporting gossip and other celebrities' downfalls and mishaps. And she is famously known for the phrase, "How you doing?" Okay? So while making leaps and bounds professionally, her private life has certainly been less than stellar. She has been publicly open for decades about her struggle with addiction, particularly cocaine and alcohol. As far as we knew, she had been pretty much leading a sober life. But if you know anything about addiction, it is fueled by running away from our problems and basically not realizing or seeing tools to cope, to digest, to let go of, and to move on from our experiences, realities, and often our traumas. So it's no surprise that with all of the chaos going on with her marriage and personal life, basically, it could certainly make an addict want to escape and basically find a way to self-soothe. It was reported months ago that Wendy Williams' husband bought Sharina a house that costed over $700,000, just blocks away from the home that he shares with Wendy Williams. And recently, it's been reported that Sharina gave birth to a baby girl, and it is alleged that Kevin is the father. Wendy has kept a strong face for a very long time in the public's eye, working hard to keep her personal life out of the limelight and from becoming a hot topic herself. But as her personal life became more public due to her husband's disregard of privacy, or, at least trying to keep things on a low with the mistress, it put her back to the wall. So recently, she finally had to address some of the rumors and reports. She admitted that she was residing in a sober home, or basically she called it a sober house, and she had been there for some time. We can only imagine why she resorted to this with all of the stress that she has been under. So, I think it's great that Wendy is at least being proactive and trying to prevent a relapse. But just days after revealing the sober house to her fans and on network television, she is alleged to have relapsed right around the time when Sharina has given birth to the baby girl. So, Wendy has lately been out of character, and that is in alignment with someone who has relapsed. And she has been actually spotted not wearing her wedding ring, which she always wears and is proud to show off. It is alleged that she's only wearing this ring now during the taping of her show, which Kevin still reports to each day because he is very much tied into her professional life as a television producer on her talk show, okay, and her manager. So being tied professionally and having to face him, I'm sure, adds another trigger into this traumatic situation. So let's talk about this. All right, everything to the side. Let's take Wendy Williams off of the throne. And if we are just looking at her as a person and as a human being, and what do we see here? What do we see here? We see someone that is stuck in resistance and that is having a hard time letting go. What it appears like from someone on the outside looking in, and that person being me in this moment. When Wendy made her vows to Kevin when they eloped, because she always talks about how they eloped, and, of course, the marriage is the marriage and not the wedding. So she didn't put stock in needing to have that big wedding. But either way, her and Kevin eloped back in 1997. It's reported November 30th, 1997 to be specific. But when she took those vows, it seems to me that Wendy really did want it to be forever because she has tolerated a lot in this marriage. Now, I'm quite sure that Wendy has known about this mistress for quite some time. I mean, $700,000 doesn't just disappear in a marriage without both parties knowing about it. Chances are she knew about that. All right. And perhaps Wendy even decided to turn as much of a blind eye to it just in order to keep her marriage, because they do have a son together, Kevin Hunter Jr., who is now 19 years old. And, watching Wendy's show for lots of years and even going back to the grassroots, I did used to listen to her radio show. As much as she was gossiping about these celebrities and doing this and that, I definitely took the energy from her that she was very, very, very family oriented. And that may have something to do with her Cancer sun sign. I didn't look through her whole chart, but, that definitely could make somebody very, very family oriented, but almost to a downfall. Almost to a downfall. Like holding on to her marriage no matter what it cost her. And right now it's costing her so much. And I can't even just say right now, because it looks like it's been costing her for quite some time. If Kevin Sr. has had this mistress for at least 10 years here, and who knows who else he may have cheated on Wendy with before he made, Sharina the main mistress or the only one, who knows, but him and God, and maybe Wendy may know about some other things, of course. This has been a long time of her putting up with the infidelities. I'm sure in her heart that she doesn't want her husband to be doing this. And, it is killing her right now because she won't get out of it and she won't let go of it. And oftentimes when we're in resistance and we don't want to let go, there's a perception that's going on here. There's a perception. Now, I do understand the business aspect of things. Wendy has accumulated a lot of wealth in this marriage. When she met Kevin, she was just starting off and she was starting from the bottom. She talks about this in many interviews where she was only making like $20,000 a year. Now it's estimated that her net worth is over 60 million. So I don't know how much of her assets Kevin could possibly lose if she divorces him. But with all the infidelities and things like that, I would think the courts would have mercy in a certain sense. And, my discernment tells me that Kevin is only with her for the money. I mean, where's the love? Where is the love here? He seems like an opportunist that is staying with Wendy for the money and has no disregards for her feelings or her heart. And everything that she did that increased his life. And this is the payback that he's giving her. So to me, he's dragging it out to stay closer to the money bag. I mean, Sharina Hudson is a massage therapist. I'm sure she's not a millionaire, not even 1 million. You know what I'm saying? So Wendy is financing this affair on top of that. And I've actually seen reports that allege that she paid for their vacations and all types of things. And maybe, if you can't beat them, join them. Maybe Wendy kind of had that mentality where, okay, he's going to cheat with her. These things happen in many marriages. Maybe we can have an open relationship. Maybe I'll turn a blind eye to this and that. You just come home to me. You just acknowledge me as the wife. And maybe she had that boundary and never thought in a million years that a child would come out of it. That could have been one of her boundaries. But we know about human nature. You keep sleeping with someone, and this woman is younger, practically half Wendy's age and still fertile. Okay. You keep sleeping with someone, a baby can be produced. All right. And who knows what they were planning. Or Sharina. Sharina might have wanted to have this baby. She may be wanting to push Wendy out of the picture. Or if she is feeling like she's in love with Kevin and her biological clock is going and she wants to have children. Wendy talked about her fertility issues and, as far as the miscarriage that she had and how much she cherishes the son that she was able to carry. Okay. But I just, I see someone that is definitely showing a lot of traits of codependency here. I really see that. And she has been, I don't know about right now, but she's been very stubborn about not letting go, and this is all perception. It has to be her perceptions. Oh, Sharina wins and I lose. I don't want to start over. I'm 54 years old. Or I deserve to have my husband. But what you have right now, Wendy, isn't a husband. Look at everything that he's doing to you and that he's done. And I've read all types of reports and heard videos of people who've been, a little close to Wendy, who've made alleged accusations and all types of things that, this Kevin Hunter is not a guy of high moral and character. I've heard about him being aggressive with women. There's been lawsuits when she worked in radio stemming from her husband not keeping his privates in his pants. Kevin has been putting her through stuff for the longest time. But because she vowed to God and became one with him, she doesn't want to have that ending. She doesn't want to be divorced. I mean, she came from a background, both of her parents are still together and married, and she wants to uphold it. But sometimes we get with people who aren't ordained to be with us to begin with, and they become bloodsuckers and they just pull us down. Look at Wendy's energy right now. Look at how hard, look at what she's going through right now. And a lot of people on the outside, ha ha and kiki, well, she used to gossip about everybody else's. Now it's time for her to be on the front page. This is her karma. This is her karma. Well, the way that I see it, her karma right now, even more so than whatever her celebrity gossips that she used to do, it is the decisions that she's made in her personal life, the life partner that she's chosen, the weak boundaries and standards that she's had within that marriage that she probably may have even had outside of it before they even got married. I don't know. But I see someone right now that seems to have some low self-esteem, because self-love and self-esteem would say, hey, I don't deserve this. I'm somebody with or without this marriage. I'm somebody with or without that person. I've come too far. I've made so many leaps and bounds in my life. Nobody is going to be worth me breaking my sobriety. Nobody is going to be worth taking my peace of mind. And I talk about that a lot here on my channel. When people come into your life, you have to figure out who sent them. Who sent you into my life? Was it God or was it that dark energy? Because I know if it's from God, it's going to bless me. It's going to increase me. It's going to uplift me. And as far as I can see, Wendy did the work and he wrote the coattail. She was going to go up whether she met him or not. Now, she decided to go along with him and build a life with him. But she did that work, and she needs to take credit for that. So look at the fruits. That's how you can tell who sent that person. Look at the fruits that they're bearing. He's committing adultery. You know, it's all types of things going on here. He's abusive, emotionally, psychologically. I've heard physically. So we have rotten fruit here. We have rotten fruit here. And, you know, I coach people all the time who have wonderful careers and their personal life is in shambles. Because you can be book smart all you want, but you need to have emotional intelligence as well, so that you can be smart in your relationships and not have money and your personal life is in shambles, because you don't have both. But they don't teach these things in school. My heart really does go out to Wendy. She's going through a lot right now, and she's having to still juggle her talk show because she's still reporting each day. I hope that she can find the strength to sign herself back into the sober house and not let this situation pull her further into the darkness. And, you know, I don't want her to get swallowed by that. I don't want her to get swallowed by that. I've even seen reports, you know, where she was shocked to find out that her son was dabbling in addiction as well. So, you know, it's becoming generational. But she has to set that example. You know, I've read reports, alleged reports about the father and the son not getting along. It's just a lot going on right now. I've read alleged reports about the home that her and Kevin share being sold, that Kevin's selling it. I've just read a lot of reports, a lot going on. And maybe Kevin may be getting to the point where he may be done using her. I'm really not sure. But I've read other reports that allege he's told the mistress, look, I can't divorce Wendy for financial reasons. Because I seen where his net worth seems to be allegedly 7.5 million. Okay. So again, an opportunist. And, narcissistic personalities are that way. And even when I just look at him, like, he looks slimy. He looks deceitful. And I know if Wendy is listening to this, she's like, look, that's my husband, Lakia. I don't care what he has going on. But part of the codependent nature is to cover for our abuser, to make excuses, to minimize, because we're blinded by our love to a fault. We're blinded by our love to a fault. But that love is external. That love is placed on a title. That love is placed on a relationship and is not turned to ourselves. And that's why we're getting the short end of the stick. And that's why we're the ones that end up with less than. We're the ones that feel unhappy until we allow for the shift and step out of resistance. Divorcing Kevin would probably be the best thing for her life. Because money, you can always get more of that. You can always get more money. But your peace of mind is priceless. Your peace of mind is priceless. Sometimes we just don't see where that ending was for our good. That ending was the universe having mercy on us. All these situations and circumstances around Wendy is screaming at her. She has to be brave. She has to step out of the toxic patterns because she's certainly trauma bonded to this man. They've been together for so long and she's been accepting it for so long. She's used to resorting back. But now, you're relapsing. Like, these are red flags. If anything, he should be a part of keeping you sober, not sending you back into your old toxic patterns. It's just something to think about, Wendy. Don't put no marriage, don't put no man on a throne. You have to start taking some of the advice that you have given to other people throughout the years and keep it real with yourself. Because not stepping into reality is going to keep you into these toxic patterns, and who knows how bad that can get. You have an opportunity right now to stop. Because it's not worth it. Being married for 80 years and 79 of them were crappy. Look, that's not a badge of honor. That's not a badge of honor. Just to be able to say, well, I never got divorced. God understands. This guy stepped out of the marriage. He's causing you your peace and leading you astray. It's emotionally devastating you. That energy, you got to get away from it. You have to get away from it. So I really hope that there's someone in Wendy's circle and not no yes people that can really keep it real with her and get her the intervention and the help that she needs. And it's time, Wendy, to clean your circle. And if that means making a fresh start, if that means practicing the law of detachment, and yeah, it's going to take some time for your emotions to catch up with your logic. But it's going to be necessary for you to have your breakthrough and for you to get back on the right path here. You've worked too hard to lose everything that you've worked for. But that is what will happen if you fall further into your addiction. You can't even make it to the show and function. And beyond the show, just yourself, your health, and your body, your son, your future grandkids. People overdose all the time. We have to take it serious because it can be life or death. Thank you guys for tuning in on my commentary about Wendy Williams. I will be keeping an eye on the developments of this situation, but we should all say a prayer for her because addiction is rough. Addiction is rough. And she's juggling a lot. But this could be one of those seasons where she can put on her big girl boots, okay? And use all that wisdom that she has gathered throughout the years. Because sometimes we know what to do, but we're just not doing it. We know what we have to do, but we don't want to do it. And that, yet again, that's perceptions. That's a perception thing. Your life is not over. No tunnel vision, Wendy. No tunnel vision. You need to be able to see everything else that's beautiful and blessed about your life. And if there's one area needs to be operated on, there's one area needs to be removed so that you can be healthy again, then that's what you have to do. And do it out of self-love. Because then it will become obvious and easy for you to do it and won't be resistance. Stop looking at it like a loss. Some things you need to lose. Sometimes a loss is a positive thing. And that's our perceptions, Wendy. And anybody else who's been in a situation, long-term marriages, the man having children on you, you ain't never really been happy with it. You've been settling for it because you love him so much, but you're not loving yourself the whole time. You're not happy. You're getting less than. You're heartbroken on the nights when you know he is over there in her bed. You know he just came in from being with her because you guys have a routine now. You don't have to accept that. And that's not love. That's not love. So, I hope that this can get to Wendy Williams, and I hope that she can get adequate help. Now is the time. Now is the time, Wendy. Now is the time to shift your perceptions. That is the main thing that needs to be shifted right now. Because you have the wrong way of looking at things. It's going to trigger your emotions in the wrong way. You're going to make decisions in the wrong way. It's all a domino effect, all right? So if this commentary resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. I will put these out as need be, but I have many of other videos on my channel to help people who are going through struggles in their life, who need to understand narcissistic abuse, psychology, relationships, their shadow work, all types of things. Take what you can to help you on your journey, okay, guys? Keep doing the work. Never give up on yourself. And until next time, please take care.